We have talked about Democrat-led cities and people being critical of leadership, some being forced to step down because of so much crime. Well, Sacramento's DA, he is very much making a very strong stance, suing California's capital as they struggle with a growing homelessness issue and a growing population. Listen.
We will be serving the lawsuit upon the city and proceed with the litigation. We are simply holding the city accountable by the same laws that they enforce on us.
This is a power move. In a new lawsuit, DA Thien Ho says city officials, including the mayor, Darrell Steinberg, have failed to enforce existing law concerning homeless encampments. The suit alleges the makeshift camps are a safety risk to residents and businesses and leading to a severe rise in crime. And Sacramento County DA Thien Ho is here with us. First, thank you so much for making the time. I've kept in touch with my hometown and my friends there, and they told us about this coming strong move by you to try to get the attention of Mayor Steinberg. In fact, we tried to call the mayor and have him on with you, but his office didn't get back to us. What will your lawsuit ultimately do?
All safe. I mean, we've seen a 250% increase in homelessness in Sacramento in the last 7 years. We have more homeless people in Sacramento than in San Francisco, and the community is really at a breaking point.
You know, we've talked about the unhoused, and that term is really more of a California term. But the city's population has been treated with exception. They've been able to exist, and a lot of times above the law. Rising to nearly 10,000 people within this city. I've spoken to residents, I've spoken to business owners and first responders who say that one of the biggest things they have at issue in Sacramento is crime inside of homeless encampments. So why did it take so long, and why did it take this kind of action by you?
Well, first of all, do the laws apply to some of us or all of us or none of us? And so that's a fundamental question any society has to face. But 9 out of 10 women who are chronically unhoused or homeless are victims of sexual assault. And then in the community as well, I talked about a story where Sandy, who's a widow, she's fighting cancer, a homeless encampment moved in across the street, and they threatened to burn down her home. They shot out her window. They threatened to rape her. And she was forced to move out of her house while she was fighting cancer. So frankly, enough is enough, and there needs to be action, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're holding the city accountable, and we're going to make sure that our community is safe.
There has not been one single citation for sidewalk obstructions or unlawful camping in at least a year. When you learned that information, how complicated was it for you to get the attention of local leadership and say, enough is enough? Because I think for so many, this is a compassion issue. You know, so many of the homeless have mental health issues. They have a drug and alcohol addiction issues. But that doesn't mean that the law is null and void.
Absolutely. And when I received the email that said that they had not been enforcing the law for the last year, my jaw literally dropped. And so, again, when you're not enforcing the law, when you don't have accountability, what ends up happening is there is lawlessness. And so it starts by enforcing the law. 8 out of 10 of chronically homeless people suffer from mental health and drug addiction. And so if we prosecute and we really get people into treatment, that's the idea, is to use the criminal system as a means of encouraging those that need help to get help.
Yeah, you're not saying that you don't want to offer help. In fact, you've talked about conservatorships and allowing people who have those kinds of addiction or mental health issues to get the professional help they need, not just be imprisoned. Mayor Steinberg's office has responded to you, saying that this is a performative distraction, that your lawsuit is politically motivated. I know that you've talked to people in the community. What are they saying about your suing the city?
I would tell you, you being from Sacramento, and, every other day I get stopped by somebody on the street in which they say, thank you for doing what you're doing. I live downtown. They don't. And so the community is really behind what we are doing. This isn't about politics. It's about public safety. Pure and simple. And it's not safe. It's not compassionate for those living on the streets to be living in third world conditions. And it's not safe for the rest of the community. I mean, 14-year-old little boys can't ride their bike to school. Little girls had to stop playing a soccer game because broken needles were found in the middle of a soccer field. How is that compassionate to anybody?
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.